and welcome back to my channel. So, in today's video we're doing a bag tour in comparison. I have two bags that I got in from work. I have the SPEEDY Bandolier 30 in the DAMIER EBENE with the treated leather, and I will be comparing it today to the Louis Vuitton SPEEDY in EMPREINTE. Unfortunately, this is a 25 size and this is a 30, so this is not exactly a one-to-one apples-to-apples comparison, but if you are considering either of these two bags, I think they both have their pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, and I do think that the 25 size SPEEDY in the EMPREINTE is just different enough from the 25 size in the canvases to make it a worthy, worthy competitor. Surprisingly enough, you'll see later in the video that what fits inside of these bags is almost similar. So that was something that was very surprising to me. As a disclaimer, these are two bags that I currently have for sale at work. These are not two bags that I have owned or carried, nor do I plan to. I've done these types of videos before, and I mentioned that it would really not be okay for me to just wear them for a day, considering that they belong to my clients and not to myself. So that said, I'm gonna leave a link to Luxe Purse Love down below. She has 25 bandolier in EMPREINTE and in canvas. She has actually carried and worn those two bags, and she has them both in her collection. So I will leave a link to her thoughts and opinions on the two bags side by side down below. So both of these bags, as I mentioned, I do have for sale. I will have the prices linked down below if they are still available, no guarantees. Once again, I have the SPEEDY 30 DAMIER EBENE with the treated leather trim. It has gold hardware, two double rolled handles, and leather straps on the side with two D-rings on either side. House the crossbody or adjustable shoulder bandolier straps. There are two zippers on this bag, and it opens up to a beautiful red canvas interior with an interior zip pocket. The strap comes in 3 segments, and the longest adjustment of the bandolier strap is 46 inches long. If you double that, you get the crossbody length, which is approximately 23 inches. The SPEEDY bandolier in the 30 centimeter retails for $1,450 plus tax here in the US. So this bag weighs 1.5 pounds. The date code is SD4118, so it was made in the 41st week of 2018, and it was made in the USA. On the interior, there's one zipped pocket. That is the exact same as the classic SPEEDY, which I do happen to actually have in my collection. The zipper opening measures to approximately 10.25 inches. You will notice that the zipper pulls themselves sort of obstruct the last little segment of the zipper, so that does close it off a tiny little bit, which is something that you may consider. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I am definitely considering adding this bag or the 35 centimeter to my collection currently. I'm in the process of selling my classic monogram SPEEDY. I just think that the bandolier is a lot better of a design, and while I do appreciate the classic for being as classic as it is, functionality is my main focus for handbags, especially for an everyday handbag this size. So I think this is a great bag, and now let's compare it to the SPEEDY EMPREINTE. So here I have the SPEEDY EMPREINTE in the red stamped leather. As you can see, it has monogram stamped leather on the front and back, and then the rest of it is just a pebbled grained leather on the sides, the top of the bag, as well as the handles. The exterior has an outside pocket, which you guys know is one of my biggest quirks with handbags. I really love any bag with an outside pocket. I just really appreciate them. This bag comes with the dust bag, the cards and care booklets and everything like that, as well as a lock and key and a clochette that you can use to hold your keys. Most people just use them as decoration. So just like the classic SPEEDY, this has a double rolled handles. Notice they are slightly longer than the classic SPEEDY. The interior of this bag is striped red canvas. On one side we have a zippered pocket. On the other side of the interior of this bag there are 2 slip pockets. The slip pockets are just wide enough to house an iPhone 10. That is the model that I have, but there is a little bit more room on the side potentially to carry a wider phone than mine. Obviously I can't verify that without having the phone here, but it is worth trying out. The front of this bag has, in gold letters, Louis Vuitton Paris, and 2 gold studs that read Louis Vuitton on either side. And on the sides we have our D-rings. This is a very different style from the bandolier from the Bandolier canvas Speedies. Leather tabs are much shorter and they do not run the length of the bag itself. The main difference to me for the EMPREINTE Speedy, remember this is the 25 size and not the 30. The 30 did exist in previous collections but is no longer available retail as far as I know. The main difference between this EMPREINTE Speedy and the classic is that the zipper opening extends beyond the top length of the bag and sort of turns a corner. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, and hopefully you can see this in the cutaway, but that does leave a larger mouth or zipper opening for this bag. As you may well know, the main gripe I personally experienced for the canvas Speedy 25 was that the zipper opening was way too narrow for my needs, and I was not able to add it to my collection as a result. Speedy EMPREINTE definitely solves that problem by widening the zipper opening. EMPREINTE Speedy retails for $2,610 plus tax. This zipper opening measures up to approximately 10 inches, which is slightly less than the canvas Bandolier Speedy. However, if you were to compare this to the 25 Speedy, the zipper opening would be much, much smaller. The strap for this bag comes in 2 segments as opposed to 3 for the classic, but it is a bit longer, measuring in at 51 inches in total. Again, you divide that by 2 to get the approximate crossbody strap drop, which would be approximately 25.5 inches long. It is adjustable. There are several holes that you can make the bag shorter. Again, I measured the longest length. It can go shorter. So all in all, what are my thoughts on these 2 bags? I do think that it is impossible to ignore the price difference between the 2. The EMPREINTE leather is probably more readily available in stores at the moment, but it retails at $2,610, whereas the Speedy 30 comes in at $1,450, I believe. This is $1,200 more than the classic Speedy 30, and I do think that this one is a bit more carefree. Obviously, if you were to go for the 25, I think that one is $1,430. There's only a $20 difference, a $20 price difference. I tend to be of the mind that leather is not necessarily the preferred material for me, especially for Louis Vuitton bags. I happen to actually prefer canvas for my designer bags. However, that is one of my very significant and singular quirks. I haven't heard anyone express anything similar, so that is my own personal bias. But what makes it for me with this bag is that the zipper opening is much wider, and I am able to carry basically the same amount of things inside of the 25 size as I am with the 30, and this is able to fit my iPad. So hopefully that is useful to you, and you can very easily fit a full-size iPad inside of the 25 EMPREINTE. I was just in the middle of doing cutaways of what fits inside of the bags, and I wanted to bring up something that I forgot to mention a little bit earlier. A huge thing for me in ways to keep your bags in good shape and just overall longevity, because you guys know that's really, really important to me in my decision to pick a handbag. So number one, I want to show you guys this. This is the Speedy with all of my stuff inside of it. I am not a fan of the Speedy sag personally. You guys may know this. I love a structured bag. So with this bag, I would definitely use a purse organizer. However, I do want to mention that with the EMPREINTE, I should have cutaway footage of everything that was inside of the Speedy, the canvas Speedy that I just showed you, of everything in the bag. It does appear to be maintaining its structure. However, this is a relatively new bag, but I do believe that over time, the leather would start to slouch and lose its general structure. So I would also definitely utilize a purse organizer on the inside instead. Purse organizers are great because they distribute the weight more evenly. There's a lot less drooping, and drooping leads to structure loss and just deformity, especially with leather. So while this does maintain the structure a lot more now, I'm thinking down the road in a couple of years, you would definitely want something to maintain that nice structure. I mentioned the weight difference. There's about a ½ pound difference between the bags on their own. So when you do add your things in, the leather one is a little bit heavier, I guess, but it's not really noticeable to me. And overall, the items that I put inside of the bag currently are in this bag right now. This is a little heavy. heavy. But the items that are inside of this bag, you can see that there's a lot more space for me to put in extra things inside of the Speedy 30, but that is really all that I would carry, meaning that the 25 size would be perfect to carry all of the items that I would carry on a regular day outside of my laptop, obviously, in which case the 30 Speedy wouldn't fit either. Me personally, if the Speedy that I potentially have on my wish list would be the 35, because I would want it to be also utilized as a laptop bag. I just want you to know that size and capacity wise, I do think this is the perfect option. It's a bit more compact, has a bit more structure, and the large zipper opening makes it so that you're able to really hold the same amount of things inside of the bag. Since that's just all that I tend to carry, I do think that the 25 would be the better size for me. In the Empreinte, obviously not in the canvas. The Empreinte tends to hold it and disperse the weight a bit better because the leather is stiffer and there are a lot more seams on the bottom. However, over time, I definitely, especially if you check the pre-loved market, I will leave some links to some examples of this bag with a lot more wear on it, and you can see that over time structure loss is a factor with the Empreinte, and with the canvas not so much. However, if you're not a fan of the sag, get a purse organizer. As mentioned previously, 25 size of the classic. I keep saying classic when I mean to say canvas. Canvas, the 25 size of the canvas has notably has a very narrow zipper opening. I can't find any information on the exact measurement of the zipper opening, but I know it is very small. If this is 10 inches, I would venture to guess that the other one might be like 7. Again, I don't have that information in front of me, but just know that it is significantly smaller. Being that this bag does have the very convenient outside pocket where you can put things like your phone or your wallet or your keys, as well as the large roomy interior and extra pockets on the inside, I will say that between these two, the Empreinte is designed a bit better. However, again, this price difference is nothing to sneeze at. So I do think that I might instead go for the classic canvas, but I do acknowledge that the design on this is a lot better. I really honestly wish for Louis Vuitton to go back to focusing on canvas. If they would just make this bag, honestly, in Damier Ebene, I would be the happiest of campers. But let me know in the comments down below which you prefer. If you do happen to own either or both of these bags, I'd love to hear your thoughts in your comments. I do own the actual classic Speedy in the monogram, and it is the same size as this one, so I do have some experience with carrying this bag, only I really wish that I would have had the bandolier strap instead. If you were perhaps considering between the canvas versus the Empreinte, then I hope this video was helpful. If you have any requests for videos you would like to see from me, then please comment them down below. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!